Hey guys, Sassy Mouse here, and today I'm doing a really quick video to kind of address some things that have been happening recently in the news and on the internet and a bunch of other things. So the first thing I want to address is this stuff that's been going on with J.K. Rowling. Pride Month was in June, and towards the end of that, a bunch of videos started coming out talking about this essay that J.K. Rowling had put out that was very transphobic is one of the words that's being used for it, trans-inclusionary, trans-separatist. It seems that she was talking about feminism and intentionally excluding trans women from the conversation, saying that biological sex was the only thing that mattered in terms of feminism. I'm not a trans person. There are people who can talk about it a lot better, but this is just ridiculous to me. If people perceive you as a woman, you have the same cultural and societal challenges as any other woman. As a trans woman, you may also have extra issues because you are trans and because there are other things that go into being a trans woman and a trans man than just being a woman or a man. However, presenting as a woman, you face just as much discrimination, if not more, than a cis woman. It's that simple. Trans women need feminism just as much as cis women do. In fact, there are no situations in which a trans woman would take away from a cis woman's rights and services. It just doesn't make sense. Trans women want to be treated like women, and trans men want to be treated like men, and in a perfect world, that would be the case. Of course, trans people again have their own challenges in life, but many trans people, particularly people later on in their transition who are, a trans channel I was watching said, fully baked, they're, the cooking is done and they have become the gender that they are identifying as and that they are transitioning to, and they are, by all social purposes, the gender they identify as. People who are in the middle of transitioning have extra issues, but they are still the gender that they identify as, even as they're transitioning, even as they're in the process of baking. We need to protect those people, and we need to include them in feminist issues. If you go to a job and look female and are paid less because you're female, that's a problem. If it's just because you appear female. If you want to use a bathroom, you should be able to use the bathroom that matches up with you. This is not a hard thing, and forcing people to do things based on their sex assigned at birth is a bullshit method. It's not effective. It doesn't really work, and it will actually cause some of the problems that trans exclusionists are most afraid of. The bathroom one is a big one in the States and has been for many, many years. People are so afraid that if you allow trans people into the bathroom, men are going to pretend to be women to oogle women. But here's the reality. If you prevent trans people from using the bathroom that matches with their identified gender, their gender identity, you will in fact be forcing people who look like women, who have women's physical parts, to go into the men's bathroom. You will be forcing women into the men's bathroom because you will be forcing trans women into the men's bathroom. This is of course not the only thing with the J.K. Rowling. There are many, many other issues. For a deeper look at it, I suggest that you watch Jamie Dodger's incredible in-depth discussion of it. There will be a link in the description. Jamie Dodger, the channel, has a person who is a trans man. They are directly affected by this, and they have a much more personal understanding of it. They go through the essay part by part by part and address each of the issues that is discussed. Another thing I want to talk about. There are reports that coronavirus is going back up in some areas. Many areas, month and a half ago, started opening up. I had some concerns when this started happening because we had flattened the curve. We had gotten everything under control. There were very few cases, and then as soon as the cases dropped, places, including where I live, were like, oh, it's all good, we can open back up now. And yeah, they did it in a stepped fashion. They didn't just open everything back up all at once. But the problem is that there weren't enough systems in place. And when you tell people, oh, everything's fine, people think, oh, it's okay, I can just go back to living normally. That's not where we're at yet, guys. Coronavirus is still a very real issue. It's still something that we are facing potentially every day when we leave our house. So, we should still be following coronavirus guidelines as much as possible. We should be wearing masks every time we leave our house, anytime we're around other people. And I get it, there are some very limited situations where we may not need them, but for the most part, you should have a mask with you if you leave your front door. We should be washing our hands just as much as we were in the middle of April. You know, we should be washing our hands using hand sanitizer. It's now available again. Get some hand sanitizer, be using it. Don't hoard it, but get some and have it available and use it anytime you've touched something that is not inside of your own home. The cases are potentially going back up. We need to be prepared that society may shut down again. Now, that's not to be a fearmonger, because that's not it's not my thing, right? I don't like instigating fear in people, but I do want people to be aware that that is a thing that has started to happen, and that we should all be following those coronavirus protocols more closely to protect ourselves, to protect other people. We may be positive and asymptomatic. We may not show that we are infected with coronavirus, and we may spread it to other people, which is why we should wear those masks. We should wash our hands. Washington just passed a law that said every single person who goes into a business has to wear a mask. And yet I see plenty of people who are wearing their masks like this, with their, thick nose hanging over the top of it. There's a great meme that started going around at one point of, wearing your mask like this is like having your dick hanging over your underwear. And every time I see someone with their nose outside of their mask, that's what I think. I think you're waving your dick nose around, people. So, put your noses inside your mask. Wear a mask whenever you're outside the house, even if it's not the law where you're at. We don't know how this is going to go, and history shows that it is very likely that we're going to shut down again, and that there's going to be another wave, and that the second wave may in fact be worse than the first. So be prepared for that. Take care of yourselves. Follow all of the things. On a personal note, I am working on my first in-depth drugs video. I am working on it. It will be coming out soon. This is just kind of in between. This weekend was kind of weird. I usually work on the videos when my husband's at work in the middle of the night, which is really fun. But this weekend, I just didn't get to it. There was a bunch of other things happening, so I'm doing this one now, but I will be doing that video soon. I have some other videos planned. Some videos I am waiting for the ability to go visit friends to do. So depending on how this coronavirus things, those may take a while, but we will see. Either way, keep yourself safe, take care of yourself. One last note. Because of this coronavirus thing, and because of some of the social stuff that's been going on, and everything just sort of seems like it just blows up to like a 20 out of 10 this year, right? Like, oh, that seems like it'll be like a mild issue. Oh my god, everything is terrible, right? Make sure you're taking care of your mental health. There have been some personal things that have been going on with me, and I know that my mental health has been a challenge. Eventually, I want to make a video talking about it. That's not going to be this video, but it'll be there eventually, I promise. I know every time I make a video, I promise for other videos, and sometimes I deliver. No, I will get them done. It's just, I make one video pretty much every 2 weeks, so that's pretty much my limit, for many, many, many reasons. But as we go through and as things may potentially go backwards with coronavirus, as 2020 continues and every issue just explodes in the absolute worst way, make sure you're taking care of yourself. Make sure you're doing the basics. When I'm talking to people who are dealing with addiction, the basics are literally make sure you get enough sleep, you eat enough meals per day. Most people, that's going to be 3. If you hit at least 2, you're probably doing all right, but aim for 3. And make sure that you're doing basic hygiene. If you do those things regularly, dropping off in any of them is a red flag that your mental health is out of whack. So if you normally take a shower every day and then you go 5 days without showering, that's a big red flag. Keep an eye on that. If you normally get 8 hours of sleep and all of a sudden you're getting 4 or you're sleeping 12 hours a day, that's a red flag. Keep an eye on that. And if it continues for more than a week, it might be time to talk to someone else about it. Everyone's a little different, and your particular mental and physical health is yours, but not doing our basic self-care is the biggest red flags that something is wrong. I know that when I'm not taking care of myself, it is usually a red flag that things are going to get worse, and can sometimes be a red flag that things are going to get really, really bad, or are already bad. So make sure you do that self-care. I know that social self-care is especially hard right now. We can't see a lot of the people that we normally get to see. It can be really lonely. It can be really hard. This is the time when it's really great to appreciate being a part of the technological future. You know, we live in the future that the 80s never imagined. So take advantage of it. Take advantage of the many sources we have. And not every source of online socializing is healthy. I know that. Every time I log on to Facebook, I get to see a bunch of things from friends, and Facebook advertises a bunch of junk to me, and sometimes I see a bunch of bullshit. So be careful. That said, I am starting a Twitter for this channel. I am starting a Facebook page. I might start other social medias. I'm not super great at it right now, but I'm going to try harder. And of course, commenting on videos is always welcome. So, take care of yourself. J.K. Rowling, we expect better. You absolutely have freedom of speech to say what you said, but goddamn girl, we had so much higher hopes for you. Watch the video by Jamie Dodger. In fact, watch Jamie Dodger's channel. They have some great things. Another great one that I've been watching lately is Rowling. Rowling has some awesome why you shouldn't be stupid getting pierced videos, as well as some LGBT stuff. Support creators of all backgrounds. They're great. I appreciate them so much for their information and things that they share, and their focus on equality and concern for others. And sometimes they're just kind of funny. You know, we all need a good laugh these days. Alright, take care everyone. don't forget, if you like this, to hit that subscribe button. Ring the bell if you'd like to be notified of new videos. Hit like if you liked this. This is the first time I've done a more completely off script, just sort of talking about shit video, so maybe I'll do it again, especially if I don't have any other better ones to do. And, have some good fluffy friends around. I've got my Billy and my Octopussy here, so take care, everyone.